Premo ato Adom TV Premtobre Kasee ene yede ebrewe ensamudo pi ena yabobwa no ewo ne 31st yede ebesomo sa Adom TV Premtobre Kasee ensamu a ebedi akotene ewo Kasee mu bi ense okobunu East Regional Police Commander oho say ewurika samso ate ewo hoisan kabomu a wane ne mrantie ene ne maba ewo police adwumem eye ewo ho ebehwe na yakotie di ntiama police penyini ode sansem we ebetu dwa Ghana Medical Association so edin sembia ba betudwa say COVID-19 say kwan a Ghana for ye de ehon hihye ne ahokrakra ne ye adwuma a ma say doctors ahodo pie nya COVID ni bia aya asam se ahwe antoto ne amayi a e bia de besi ne enya obekwa ya sabia no unya doctor obehwe wo eno so ye bedi akire na yekutie mu yi di nti ama doctors mpinfo etesa edisa nsemu yi ede aba betudwa Ghana mampanyini nana adodanko akufo ado ede ensembia betudwa efa ne modernbo ewo humesiem ewo ebra oba benwe yi esui na Adom Kasee ne ya ne se yenso yebekom na ensemu amampanyini ede betudwa no ye ne woni a enum humesua ehon nsempa ahwe semampanyini wabo no homodene anase sen no mso mu hu mpuntu ewo humesiem ewo bra mampanyini eba ewe ene nsem hudo pi ene wie yaboboa no se Adom TV Premtobre Kasee a yede ebremu media fredam the grandpa me ena don hwere ba ko ade yenimu yi mede eba besom se Premtobre Kasee enti pe ba bitinen e wo bra yebeti Kasee yi emu nsam yi ye frasi ane ye ko bunu East Region na Police Commander ohormo DCOP Moses Atimbila edi abetudwa se modern bo a 2021 ni one ne mrantie mekire posifo eboye no ama ewurika samso ate ewo mantem no mu Pose sahene a wobunu East Region DCOP Moses Atimbila edi apasobɔ soronko ama ne mrantie no mu ye adwuma ewo mantem no mu a wo kire se nkambo mu soronko a wo de ye adwuma ewo mantem no mu aboa ama ewurika samso ate a wo kire se won to aso nkoso mfa nkambo mu nye adwuma se de be ya obekoso etu nipa bonfo adwumedi ase penyi di nsem tudwa ewo bra adwumayfo no nyina ko hyiaye eye party kakra ehye wo hunkran wa afefofra ye besimu yi
I had a meeting with all of them, and I told them that I need only 4 management tools to manage the region. I said 1 is teamwork, 2 proper communication among ourselves and to the men, and the 3rd one is that we shall supervise the work of everybody, and I will be the overall supervisor. And again, the last management tool that I told them was that everybody must allow his senior to supervise his work. And after that, we don't need any management tool again. My officers agreed with me that yes, teamwork is the hallmark of all the police work.
Ewudwumidi nase no bunu East Regional Minister edi abasobɔ soronko ma posifo no na wasan hye wunkuna se wonkoso na adwumaden a woye na afimu ama nkunumdie aba no wontoso nye se de be ya 2022 a yebesimu no adwuma no ebeso ani ama ewurikasem so ate ewo mantam no mu
men and women in the security forces, we are indeed indebted to you. We know the work that you do. We know the risk that comes with it. We appreciate you very much. And above all, we thank you that today you have invited us to be part of your peace. We are very appreciative. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the day.
Police sahene awo eye Sutifi North NFA Sutifi South ona hwe ho ona kokobɔ ama okada drivers na afi woni a etwi pragea se wonya hwe yi pa esanse mpempi no anamtwitwe bi a won eye no kwa enye kwampa ofa so etwi okada no ene eye pragea ndi nkunhia ba nti won hwe yi pa se de be ya ye besi afufufuro mu yi odwumedie ebeso ani na akunhia so ate Police sahine a wohwe Executive North and afi Executive South DSP Paula Khan ede kokobɔ ama pragea and afi okada riders say wonya hwe e won 31st night ya enche ebesi new year mu esanso obi a wanhwe no huyi obeka hyen emfamra kwanso no emra eni nbedi wokoso ede kokobɔ ema kromfo a apuntu kese ekoso sei na ya okonkofo fi ku wiwi aniama hodo no say wonso nya hwe esanso police fire crowd say wonu obesie ni e wo new year
ye na yin amani mesmo hono djuma yeti wana afrasin so bebre etukwan bebre rokoha nti bi na no omo engage na mamese won de woye ayahwe yi wo hono hankem ana hono djuma yim na ayan so police force so bi na no yana mkwanfa ye check on nti awaye wo djuma yi nze bi na no emba yin wezi dembe ose nti ya mba tutukwan bukra na awo Kenya sigani ayi ndambra hanu kon yetse enyi ihuntuma bi na no oba nzie bese se budi ka bi akira wonya hweyi ama wakoto bi ambo na atuwe nchi bi antuya especially 31 December no nkofo bebre kwasor na ono so dama na so obadama na konfo so won apabo a o de wo wi nkofo na me kan de Kenya se hazi ya men charge dam azno on sibiu so we sibiu de dakra on si osande yanam krum 31 December no yanam krum ma chicha mo prama mara mi kan hubi ya patrols isa ona me na GPS dam pare ono so de ya be papa e wo ho de bring na me baby aso yan fa no ho nzama nkotre nzama pin ye na ye trip esikrum edan ye shase wo kokotre so atensua ye di bowie subiri so ye nam grass ni na 31st is maka ntia me station officers e mo pa me na de won ko bia drop is one kokrom na yembo nkrofo ho ban
Adom TV Kasee ana yegusu ayede ema we afi ye ko COVID-19 ensensemu na COVID-19 ba ye no am se ho chechire pi na akoso omo de vaccine so aba so manfo wo ebu ye ho ban na de ekoso no se Ghana Medical Association ye Dr. Frank Sebo ne da no de nsem ya betudwa doctors ni nyina so kasa se yi no ye kwedi buru nyen kwan ya programs ahodo ekoso mankofo FFF so miamia no obi kura anya niti ya ne ya na symptoms anka COVID no ba ohun se bia wo ye nya COVID unya so epe na eba ntina ma awode me no no ahye ne fie na o treat no ho a chese hadwene na no na doctors yi me kire Ghana Medical Association kase se de niam ekọ ne sisi ade o manhu wa yaresabia ahodo no bia se to so ase ne Ghana fo ya moye ho ban a ebedu ba ebi no bekọ hospital no na doctor bie no ho fi se doctors ni bebre anya COVID a woni ehedem yanse bre no ma yenkọ na ye ne Ghana Medical Association General Secretary Dr. Titus Biu yene no endi enkomo doc wotimi nka ye mu akwa ba Adom TV so wie
ya enya
right am say ya kenkan ye tietie mu nsama hodo a mu kan fa COVID yi ho kwan a Ghana for ye fa so boy ho ban any programs a hodo a ekoso ma ye musa o se COVID situation no tesankasa
papa meka se ni chia otiefo nyina me mamu nyina so afishapa na yenka se COVID metere na nke susu se ebedi ebronya kama no amanesa situation ayedin ya raya for wave mu ankasa enkofo bedre no enya yare no wo hwa anya obi akra na hospital test but omo test no here on the average no yenya more than 1,000 cases in a day omo ye positive enti baby ayegina eno no.
Right. Doc, that's it. Now, I'm saying, answer ye be the brunye, Kokobo ahodo, and a doctor see Ghana Medical Association, Kuramu de be by Munian doctors, all men senior who do makapi, actually penufo. Is it because Penufuenti and as a Ghana for the NT Massam, into Namaya do baby Adriana, Senate?
He said, yeah, what was Ghana for Ancasano? nkofo bebre na brand COVID nti ntema ye ka no anta asipam because I feel I best in call you and share down the bronya because of COVID nti nkofo aye no ashe my omo ahombo ase afi we die o medi bronya ni ye na o sha before bronya no around October November how me cases no low nti central for why obi anka COVID ho asemu pio nti ema obi a ye na agente ya we no kra adama eko nti nkofa hyehyehye omo programs ema omo ye nia omo pe ena nyame amana manage the efficient no Omicron isu beka ho Omicron no so no transmission is very fast obi na ono ne din kita ho kakra pe obetimi anya bi nti ama nti ano spread nti meka se kokobo na nkofo antie ankofo nhye max nkofo eboabo ho ano eye programs eka ho na ayede no yare no ekoso ana ama ne ho so biem sa ena Omicron no so a abeka ho no ena final thing so eka ho ne say vaccine no Ghana for bebre NG vaccine no so entumwe nto mo a omonko war vaccine no omonto ka ho ena ma ade no ekoso sa.
Okay, Doc, from professional point of view, no, Omicron, no, I'm saying some bebre ababontin, oh, say on okra no yet, and say Delta, ne, other ones in a buy, no, and nuntina manko phone so now more professionals who no, Omicron, no, now how didn't say, so slay their buy, no, another way there, and shed any idea.
Nyamekani say, Yare no Omicron, ya the fufra, yen shed and tinati. Nti mo bia na ada no ho se ne ho hyeda nya de nti no be ye ne me pese bi mendafofo a omanya COVID ni bi sesia no yentimi hu se ye Omicron na se Delta but sesia no ke tele ya ni bana meni asesa kakra first when you COVID a untimi nya de untimi anti taste o dia aduane to ani mu a untimi ka se de ana nyete ana enju na nyete but sesia no ta sense ni take no minina no oti ba fufo na aba no ase omunya COVID na etipaye kof kakra bi na nipa ni minimum ne ya ekro aba ni minimum na honam no emuye mre na yawo ewo honam ne mu se na ase ye hu na yare ni sisia yentimi hu se ebetimi akụ nipa bebre ana entimi ku nipa bebre entimi enka se o ne ho nya di ntino nyehe ebetimi anya no bebi nkofo manya bi no omokacho ne omofamu na papa ensheda nye easy sa
all right
ena yin se nkofo nso ewu but so yentimi hu se nipa na wewu no Omicron no nyaaye ana Delta no nyaaye ana nipa le tiye ne ya no onya Omicron ana onya Delta ntibeka se nipa pamu no bo hu man na ma onya bi kra enu eneye.
All right doc ya te se Omicron yi ba enso so no mo members anasa doctors ni bebre enso so ya di asan wo mo ama wo mo ekwa isolation ansa ya problem kakra ho enu situation ankasa te sen
no crepa oko hospital akesi mu Confanochi Kolebu in fact hospitals in Ketwa Kra no do doctors no bebre na anyebi obeko emergency unit na doctors or more shift no bebre anyabi me ye ejuma wo Kolebu me unit then doctors no so anyabi obehu na team no ebia doctors 2 3 4 anyabi o tere ejuma na tie no ejuma around the clock into no say nipa mienu anami ensample nyabi na the team no moya even 10 na the 3 nyabia na te say ejuma abeto o maka no so no edoso and can na wo so otimi home no chese wontimi home se wa wo to aso enti ye bompa say anaye srega na for yembo ye nyina ye ho bai wo sha wo max wo ho wo nsa program a ye be kwa kwhye dem a ye be to so ho no wa ton ho anko don mu bia wo be tinya bo doctor bi ho bai because wo nya na the call hospital na doctor fo ni nyina nya nya bi ni nyina ya re ni enti be ye ntuma na chese wo ba entomdi aso ye ho ahwan ne be hwo because idea doctors no need more pickets as of now because na me need a bit more come away but your members we reports no across the country say BA.
All right doc me do see but finally no there wo catch dey as ye dey yenye events dey obi a betumi ahyehyɛ mra but there wo kan hu hia because e betumi anya bi e be ha yen there wo catch dey ni woni mpenifu aka na omantie ana aba amunye bi ntina mesese mubuefu amoka de amokan
Oh, yes, penny-for actually, Obetia, Nigeria Greater Carriage Minister Kasee, Unshe Max, War Panier, Unyetia, men called beaches in Yamania.
But I don't know, you know.
And not just yes, the force in the man or more what almost or motion Namrano Epa. So that's IGP need to come for because there's some run to another man need to not say higher. Because in sorry, Yakas will be a car, one shiny max. Who called Bita, then checking up Obia or Becovono, on shiny max. A baby, yet party in your name, Nipa or Panelli become more Maho, Obia for some war Paniano. Because they are shut and Matam Raya and Nituma. And you're not never 3 January, February, Honor year. Papa, baby. Because the case me question again. Until yes, in same run or Mampania Kasa, regional minister, director general, minister of health, Ubia Kasa, the Yama to Aquemwa, so you this one at the quiet.
Right.
Okay, release no more. The final one, that's to Ghanaians. So, second, NPR, no, Pia, or take your health as your personal responsibility. So money ain't in born who buy for wow who buy. Apart from the say, who Pia shall max.
Doc, Minchawano me do ebesi wo but Clewe emame. As a Dr. Nsia Sawe, man penini ekasama fo anase na futufo ewo apomuden ho e de abetu dwase say fourth wave ene ewomi ye di kan te 3 na fourth wave no eno no e kire sen say o kan February asemu ye firi we bedu February na ye ko fifth anase no e kire sen.
Oh, fourth wave no dey woman kasa ye ka fourth wave ba one will say o share graph I draw I say case no cost run na ba form na eno ne dey kan no usually na nka ya we no from a graph no form. No, first year, no, around June, July, August, so you 1 week. Like I said, a course show now on the average daily, no, near 500,000 cases. And we do, and maybe about from around November, Minkramap, no, but as I for sodium, and then my second wave, no, this year, around January, February, March, a course rope and the Maya third wave, and it's me brain, I say, and the Biabra from Kama. Tesiano, on a daily basis, get more than 1,000 cases. Before October, not some days why I recorded 0 cases. I ain't any case. Not several regions were kind of how almost need to cry. They say one region, almost need all the regions no money. It's not to say, fourth wave, Nankashabu. But answer that I say a fifth wave room. That is the final bread nothing. If you have one Ben as twice or so I could do January and yet fifth wave. I could see a fourth wave now, but that's a fifth no was rose and a good idea. New Year, where they are called January, February, March. By a friend, nothing. The money and the honest are cost raw and never cut a new wave. The wave no, not a
right. Nanka me do ba o ya so na asemfo fraba. Aha, wo ye pe na asemfo fraba. De ampesa me do ewie ni say your report nja ya come ya hodo pi. Obekọ na vaccination centers ahodo pi ye wo ho. Mo no manye bia mo ye hwe mo nko ana asa mo so mo join queue. Na mo no manfo na apre ho. Nti afi na mu pe bi ana no mu kire mu ni sen.
To say a doctor for so mo nya COVID.
No, me say mo vaccination center ye hwe mo ankasa se bia doctor fo nko amudie ni a ye de hwe mo.
Provincial so for now do you know provincial so no abide become my priority much earlier so be anwo into doctor ni and nurse and now do you for hospital on your work and na depend on person of the work because time I share first and near FM24 and no more underlying sicknesses no yes that ye separate arrangement for more hospital. In the science share they are buying the better the data into do our own warrior not just say you are no any pay and our own better of the vaccination. A doctor for the next for answer joining general queue so more of the opinion with diabetes. Right. Well to be able to prioritize or more hospital. Say young woman in Ghana Hansel yes sir. Right.
Doc, yeah, that's a pane obre what I shadows when you're branding akasa, yeah, that's a pan on church, we be in a besan Dr. Titus. Yo, Dr. Titus Bu and what's in your General Secretary beyo yo ye mase doc ye da sepra ne obre anopai ye to so covid nsem a ye drum ye na wokọ enkwanta no fo a ye nuanom omo eho aka kakra me kire persons with disability for kire se de be ya won so menya pani ne bia wo a woni nkofo nkoko ho no won ma wo special vaccination center wokọ ho obehwe won tentem.
James Nenia woda persons with disabilities ekona no ewo Nkwanta North Mercy ni mu ewo ti mantem mu John Nanka echire mu se wono mo fa ho chire bebre mu ansa na wotumi anya COVID-19 Bible panye yi bi e de ama wono ekoma ne nyina agina se wono mu dodo na no sanse wontumi enante enti no wontumi nkwa yare sabia no wokwa akwo panye ne santie na wono e de adeserede ato Ghana Health Service empanyinfo ene aban animu se wanya hyehye se ne be ya wono mu ase bi wadi dem no wobetumi anya aban bopane yi bi abo opanyi di sansemi tudwa wa abra Nkwanta North Mercy no edi sikabotini bi ene refrigerators koma adisuafo bi ase bi wono medi dem e wo Mercy no hono se ne be ya wobetumi edi ahya abrabo ase
the government ase e woni ya waye amaye ene edai ena ne etoso no say nka me person stress say COVID-19 injections na omuma no nka omuma ye persons with disability no in a group baby yete hia no nka aben mon body na nka watumi ati team bi na nka omotumi ahia ye in a group na nka yesu ya nya bi awo baby say baby omuwo no bebre entimi mfi omufie alcohol no makwa wo injections no
enumu ena Mercy krachi awo Nkwanta North William na Oguma Kadignan edito wono mu awonsa so emu ayi bi so no enumu se womo modi ase aniama wonsa aka no wodi bedi dwuma na aboa ma wono mabrabo no emfasodie bi abaso
impasimi sra mu se nie aban di amamu kuma biara no mo ma amwane nso na mo mbo ho mpai na mo mfa ye dwuma a mo akasa mo pesimu ye Emrantie a mwada mu hwedi a social welfare for omo agi atomu atena ade besa no moti ha mwedwuma ante omo ye se ne be ya omo de baboa mo pese me de kwanya eda omo asese Nyankopon enhira social welfare department Nkwanta North district se Nyankopon onhira omo
owie ye kire no ena wono mu a wadi dem a wonya asamu ayi bie no edi aseda ema Mercy na wosan so ehye bo se obebo modi aseni ama wonsa aka no wadi bedi dwuma na aboa wono makasa abrabo
obi biara anaza amaye na yesu yetme edi aboa abusafo a yesu edbetme abo omo
na ni bisa for me santrans min tna ba bi insrase mamisi na mindi umu abwa mi disi ni mpani for de mu ya gina nyina da mu nyina ase de o maye no omu nsan ya minu ya de omu wo ho omu nyanya no omu bwa amu achi no omu nsan ya tse de omu abwa mi no de omu abwa mi na ya mi de omu ase se ade mi ye ne se mi ton ade me bo omu abwa kontina ansa na omu asa abwa mu we ni nyina ka ho nti aye mi de pa se omu abwa mi se mi mfa sika we nkoto nema nkogu kontina na mu na menton da omu ase
Adom TV Premtobre Kasee ena wutie yi na ye toaso ada ye kɔ enwumesuo mu 2021 be na wie ye ne de twato okra Ghana mampanyin na danko kufu adokɔ no Twitter page a wɔde ne modern bo a wabɔ ohumesua mu de aba betu dwa ne nsɛm a na wɔka ebi eye free SHS no ena afei eye community day schools a na former president Mahama ne owura Tamil start ye no de ka awire mu anu msin wie no ɔno na ne botaa ne sɛ obeye na wasan ede facilities bi aka ho a boarding kura betumi aka ho mampanyini ewo ne Twitter wo de bae no wo kyerɛ sɛ waye bi a kyerɛ sɛ dodo na waye wie eno na awie ye pese ye ne wonom a abo bill ewo eye ewomesua mu ye ne wo edi nkomo ne yehwe mampanyini ensɛm a wo de atu dwa yi na yetie omososo omo adwenkyerɛ ewo ho de edikan no ye pese ye ne owura Peter Anti a wono no one Institute of Education Research IFEX4 na eye adwuma ma yene opanyini nkasa na yene no endi nkomo yenti ono soso ne fa wowo ewo mampanyini tueti mobanyini woti yanka ye mo akwa baba Adom TV so
ejo so
right mampanyini nsama wode baaye fa no day schools a wosisi ewie watu obi so ama na aba na generally ensama na wokafa enwumesua ne modern ba oboye no mo a mo wo suahunu e wo mesua ne ho ntutu mu no mo hunu san won so wo general assessment a wo pesa wo de mapa wo e wo mesua bremu e wo de mampanyini abaye won so general assessment ne san
me da say me chia wati fo nyina na me wish you bia Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bompa is FBC mu bibia bekoso ye. You share education sector this year. Aye ye hu nyama akoso ye befa ni se nema ka papa koso na nema bi won so challenges kakra wo ma ye betimi edi hu nkomo. Na wo share president ni omo ye omo de atudwa. I think say nema be 8 na omo de atudwa omo indicate say omo etimi aye. Nidi kind no krese ofa these blocks na aban timi atwa ebiso, and that is what is expected of every government. Say previous government na starting oba obetimi atwa so se na be ya emfa so I was no ye nyina ebetimi ya den ye nya nti encouraging na ebo aban na ba so say blocks ni bi ho atwa so, but there are some of them are still no you want me enye reopening. Typical of them are popular the block wa flower ye nyina ye hu oman here wa flower de betuja, and that place is very special because we share the number of students are moving into secondary school. Now we share the that particular area, no, the whole district, no, they have about 2 or 3 senior high schools. Mbwa intina I think said the oman here de betuja says it me be in January ya nanka mufrani course secondary school no ometimi that block betimi afa a number of the students. We might have to look at that and also open some of these blocks to ensure access na ye creative with free SHS. Those areas would also have that kind of access. Again, almost I mentioned free Wi-Fi. I'm a little bit skeptical with that particular supposed achievement because a letter was written by the minister, I think 23rd July. I indicated said the colleges of education in some of the tertiary institutions would have to refund the free SHS secretariat with the money that they use for the free Wi-Fi. I don't know why they are saying that is something that they have achieved, because of course the various colleges have been asked to pay for it, and if they are paying for it, why are they putting out say it's an achievement, and they have provided free Wi-Fi for secondary schools and training colleges and other tertiary institutions. Another thing so STEM 10 STEM centers are abani AC, which is a laudable idea. In the way we are saying, the focus is more on the science education. So we would want to see a lot of interest in science, mathematics, engineering, and then technology. But we hope that we would also have a corresponding increase. Corresponding as offer basic education na yebenya corresponding response wo ho se na be am running that interest at the early level na e be di on wachi ade on akọ secondary school no, and that will also mean say the focus on the secondary education. If you look at the 8 things on my list here, almost about 6 or 7 is about secondary education, and that is worrying to some of us because it seems that there is a lot of fixation on secondary education. And secondary education, there is more focus on senior high school. And that is something that we need to have a conversation about, so that these kind of provisions are or secondary, we seem to be neglecting the basic education as time goes on. And if you have analyzed the challenges at the basic level, you would agree with me say the government needs to do a lot more. And that is why some of us, we keep saying that the financing model of the free SHS is taking away a lot of money that would have either do basic education, pushing into the free SHS, and that is having a problem at that level. We need to look at the infrastructure, we need to look at the provision of teachers and all those things at that level, which is a little bit challenging. All right. You could see
what the kind teacher for the one teacher, one laptop, and so buy, and also review. I mean, sure see bit me edge, and also and on that side, and so who is saying.
I think it's a laudable policy. We have already said any attempt to provide laptops to teachers, especially after COVID, a very laudable policy, because now most of our educational people are now going into this blended learning where physical teaching and then online teaching are made together. It's a laudable way. Just the process they go through, no, and the challenges. We are hoping we didn't learn anything from the challenges we had with the one student laptop year 2011, 2012. No, and the same challenge. And this time around, the laptop, according to experts, our machine seems to suggest a laptop no and need the standard anchor modern laptops. So these are things a problem with that particular policy, but the policy in itself no a very laudable. I think I did a teacher for no or research no it me aqua classroom no aqua but they would need more. They would need more in terms of not even them alone having the laptop no, but these ICT facilities are available in our schools no. There should be a conscious effort say I provide it, because we share the various basic schools now. I see a trauma ICT now. Most of these in the remote areas do not have access to these computers, so the teacher will have his laptop, but how would he be able to use the laptop to help the students also teach it? I know that there's a training component with the laptop which going forward we are hoping that they would roll that one out, but in totality, that policy is a good policy. If not for the other things, they can't bar out, and Quebec said it's something that needs to be applauded.
All right. Ma review educational sector. There, me sure you bet me akweja national standard tester and so a bar so afie the delays a bemu any other issues the policy on its own who is saying, and after the first one any outcome a buy and so no who is saying as an educationist.
The policy on its own is fantastic. If you look at, you see, the genesis of the national standardized test, from the national assessment framework developed alongside the curriculum now, the standard-based curriculum now, and you realize we did that in order to make sure measure the extent to which students pick the competencies what standard-based curriculum. Into the original idea was that this is supposed to be a diagnostic test. Because a diagnostic test, it means we should share baby I'm friendly to see and other things. The next year, the planners call it the compensatory year. Abufrano ever pick those things now or lacking. That was the basic and the policy is fantastic. But then when it came to implementation, we were not time conscious, planning was poor, everything was bad, and that is why I first called for the postponement of the test, because we felt that we were not prepared for it. And when you are not prepared for a test like this, which is supposed to give you an idea about how best your curriculum has been implemented and how best the students are picking the information from the curriculum, the results of that test will not reflect that kind of information that you need. So all you need to do is to postpone, plan well, and then make sure you roll it out. The needed information. Unfortunately, people at the ministry thought this is not something that they would want to postpone, and it's true. You can see that they just wanted to take the box and say NST. And to when say president's achievements, normal list or we say they were able to conduct the first national standardized assessment test, which is true. But what would be the results and what would be the effect of the result? Because the conditions under which the parameters will not give out the needed authentic, valid results. So at the end of the day, the results will be flawed, and you will not be able to use it for any policy prescription or policy decision. All right.
Very finally, what's the results and also what's the examination of a BEC me sure say you be review na yet me no and no leakage na ye target why any other issues the na fi no no assessment awo ho saying.
I've said somewhere say examination leakage is corruption. You can't eradicate it. What you can do is to minimize it. So there are challenges with our examination when it comes to and when the leakages keeps on coming, it downplays the validity, I mean the authenticity of the certificate. But what is the problem? The problem for us is that there is a lot of pressure on the WASI certificate. And apart from the fact that WAEC is autonomous and there are challenges with everything that is happening, reasons why people would want to chase questions and make sure they get a pass exams is because if you fail WASI, that is the end of your life. And we have designed our education system in such a way that when the person gets to SS3 and he writes WASI and he fails, he cannot continue to do anything productive with his life unless he sits and writes and he passes. And that is why some of us, we keep saying we need to have a look at what is the value of WASI? What do we intend WASI to be? If you look at other jurisdictions, WASI can be described as a matriculation examination, an examination that will lead you into an entry into a tertiary institution. So what about those kids who are not really psychologically or mentally ready to enter into tertiary institution? What do we do to them? Because at the end of the day, they will not pass the WASI. But our education structure is designed saying when you finish WASI, you're supposed to enter the world of work. So we need to look at this and have a broader conversation about what the role of WASI is and what we can do to help those who are not cognitively inclined and cannot pass the exams and enter into a tertiary institution. If you're able to do that and we reduce the pressure on the WASI certificate, the desire for people to seek for a PO would minimize. BEC, who say BEC upon MPA to say WASI? It's because BEC when you get when you're 9 or English and maths and I won't mean to answer. Apart from that, whatever you get, you'll be able to proceed to the next level, and that has reduced the pressure on the BEC certificate. All right, that's the same thing that we have to look at when it comes to WASI. Okay. Yo, Obeni, you better ask a no bre. Every pem, I'm the more a person eche. Yeah, about which you need to. So that's Ura Auntie, Peter Auntie, any Kasai, I first. On assessment, our mission, home and penny in the Abba, and our taste almost Edom de Abano. The free hand here called the Atrigui. Now, the Atrigui, the Mammy Boot to her, Mammy, we have a god here. We are about call, I think, come to you. Now, dear Atrigu. Oh, in some days the warsha, it be recorded papa, the year festive season also. And some be record, a washa wiki, we a police for we issue a statement that we as often one show when we won't come share. And that at the first night, so see, one more version come back as salon. Let ye be someone master, see more some be brought on my pedemini a safe for check. All right, sir, Major pass a U tag before 6 or 7 in a BBA and I won't send be brought on. Right. Mammy boat, why a crowd of soda, baby, you try one by a bar, the Atrigu, a better one. Akwaba Sunkoza Badia Godo in the 31st December 2021. Yes, I feel no Ruke Kogu. Now, so no, and some baby record or your social media pages no drama pede, me your chairman in the same Mammy Boatama, the Fantido, president for the Brothers and Sisters Association. Say Morocco and some no da wiki Yesha Sana police forward able to Jadoyaza or Boasofo a Cocopa de 31st night service not where you know some poor Russian comma will make sure that them come no beshano on young come obo tutu nipa bebre akoma huma yenhwe za police for no wotu ya Tebi aposi adwumakuo no edebetu dwa openim abosome de toso aduonu enso wonum ekyerese wobo oman Ghana ene nsori ahodo mpanimfo nyina akoko se wontwe ho mfiri enkomhya eya no hye omanfo a ede ehu etu ebinum eso ochemu se etia Ghana mra se obehye obinkom na enya nokore na afenso esade ehu ebeto sa onipa no eso so obifom sa mra yi a otibi de no kotu afia sebese emfie enum posi adwumakuo no etwe obibia adwen esiso se emfie bi etwem no enkomhye hono mo a eba eyowu ohaw ene amane ene deto omanfo eso a asofo bi ene de sansem no etudwa nanso wo kire se openim abosome de toso aduasa baako ye all night ya Ghana hasei obia eye bie no ena sa enkomhye yi etesisi pa de senti obibia enhwe na no kasa yi no ankofa ohaw ene amane ankoto obia eso
Into no a statement Ghana Police Service will release ahead of this week. Kasee Mubarak Major Wajen Chair also there for the first time, you know, your witness dead. Nkomsha offer iwu ho we bo watch na we be ye dey no the monsam no for the first time no zo ohun do ya za yerinya prophecy bia Rotterdam o Ghana ha dey Zakari Mohammed o say na all da so funu nyina wa yezi o shada nti nkomsha na nka December ya hen music o beta anye de o nkomsha no wo hye bi wa ha nka wo hye bi wa inte no IGP dampare de Assemble bapa o say Derek Ofosu o say you know all the simple am cry simply put no I will be ara be hye nkom no make sure the nkomsha na rehye no numu da ho fine obia obete nkomsha na say na oruntia mbre biara you hu de a good step taken by the Ghana Police Service. COVID-19 remember no do wo krom ha dey oyaza nkofo day in day out no worrying infection ni bi nanka yehwe kwan dey oyaza event na aza obokodo wo krom ha dey no nkofo bobo won ho ban every covid ho nanso no ye hu na dam homa yehwe event na aza okodo wo kro yi mu na wabo dompem edam no so fo shatawale suna ninze edam wo honom no ntima menje wadwenkyere mfa adam nsami ho Bernard Serebo say ikrom hade pa de leaders wo krom hade hwe menyimpa bebre wotum na wo gbe hye ewo baby otedama na abazinti na watoto beaches na papsum na worka de nyipa 25 pe na obotum na wakọ stadium aka kọhwe ball ono hu de no oye hypocrisy to the roof na damara nso na mufta no so there na COVID protocols work wo krom hade no the authorities for ya na wori chem de nipa 25 pet no botu akohia for bon to banda na stadium honom why ma olubu tadi into no mufta so naza ozeben Husseini Anthony o say na ikrom ha pa COVID-19 yo krom hazi why are sure because all your holidays here amanfa jimone nwa papa no the COVID no rempo no oko break wow yeah very funny pa wo krom hade my colleague Sandra Sana couple poemo water crowd made entire concert na zo yen you be celebrities funi be there and na fowl na chicken crown so ni bi dem homa yente za ibinum working
bronya ze akokwa na muri wo fie awere abazi wo fie
o me na akokwa de ma awia am afunu mi nti sisi ano me ya kusia
kusia
yeah
okay for me chicken and a fowl what's the difference?
Oh, say chicken I had to say the yanu na ya chi ewie no a obewe no ana asemo ana fowl the fowl akokọ na ohun no
so wo fi akokọ na ewie
nkokọ na
it's where maybe so what's the difference between chicken and a fowl?
Chicken and a fowl.
Is there a difference?
Chicken and a fowl. Yeah, I should think so. Said there's a difference. What's the difference?
Max.
There be minimum. Guys, minimum. Tibeka kosia na mama be catch them wise. Sandy person for me check on. I only know the difference between a chicken. Minimum say chicken a baby fowl, right? And a chicken a big chicken. No, it's a chicken here. Fowl. Hey, guys, bye.
Difference between chicken and fowl,
Chicken and fowl. Wow.
I want that so when I tell you the bia.
Say pardon me I confused
Chicken and fowl difference.
Asemo.
Difference in man difference.
Yeah, difference name.
Difference in. Okay, Kofi Jama say difference in chicken and fowl. Chicken and fowl difference in Yabazi.
What kind of fowl are you talking about? Guinea fowl or fowl?
When you difference, Osmafu Yaman, Bina Asmam.
Let's have the chicken the fowl. There's a chicken here. We could now why be you.
No fowl.
The fowl on alive still.
Chicken.
No fowl. What's the difference?
Chicken and fowl. It's a chicken there. My one will be an why are we be
no fowl, yeah.
Charlie. Wow.
Difference.
Difference. No, I don't think the difference.
Chicken and fowl, what's the difference?
Chicken and fowl, what's the difference? Nina, only differences. Say chicken, a difference. Cows, a difference.
Chicken and fowl.
Anga cow as a fowl. Chicken and fowl. Okay, chicken warrior. A fowl, the young one.
Nina Yakoko.
Thank you.
Ena fa aba nsonso nye no dem enyima ebotum na ezo comment na as I said dem sisi mama kan comment ni bi Abdul ga fa o say it is on very simple. What's the chicken na lanye fowl no damara so na fowl no na lanye chicken no Abdul sure chicken ya fowl ya chicken well Abdul naza ozobenyen so Gucci they pull out say chicken no or a side chicken na side chick na fowl no oye the main wife no hey oye ho chicken na fowl was also about yasam kakaba ntino taguchi minyi bebeka free but also wadwen chen na kobna emi sakenedi o say fowl no generic term yes the frɛ abobiara o tede anoma na say bread watch about for power say which constitutes both wild and domestic no other say anoma say or wild so you fear anomo when you know where fowls into no chicken on the other hand no or say ones na if you were domesticated birds into you one wo fie na chicken no cheddar chicken but wire fowl but enye fowl biara no oye chicken brother inyimzate too much na nakobna emisa kennedy so nazo benye baby my bedroom no and there maka show 31st was that na ye show 30 or 2021 no ye show no red card inti ye share yi na ye embrace sia mbega inside
so much like come on good mbega inside
inti actually most my referee otumoso abrete benin some free page no that has the original line man red card the marana yerima 2021 red card had na mizi dia go no mizi besi mizi mami boatima the Fantidol president for the Brothers and Sisters Association following pages no Adom TV or Facebook and Instagram Adom_TV TikTok and Twitter Macron.
Adom TV Premtobre Kasee and Ogusu awohwe ye toa ensam so ana yekọ 2021 ne last day ntino ye hwe stories ahodo a Adom TV ye de ba ye no akire no omanfo a na wo ho aka ne bi enyam mo na say make impact pa afedamo me ye stories ahodo bebre a je say impact ba ye nko ne hwe 2021 stories ahodo a me ye de impact ahodo e ba omanfo abrabom afe 2021 so ebe na wiye Adom Kasee ama no boni afredamo nkrato ahodo pi ena metu fi nkofo akuro so de bra Adom Kasee na bi putupuru nkrato ebi enso so nsam a ye ne ayi mu hwehwemu sanso so ena bi nkrato a efa yade ene nsam hodo bi a efo manfo ho a ohia sa afoforo be mu ebeboa wo mu inshire nyame se nkrato ahodo a ye de baaye a ne hia sa afoforo be mu ebeboa me agi akra bi nkwa no wotimi be mu beye ne saa mesesei akra bi ennam kase a ye de ba Adom TV so no enyankwa de di kan 2021 mu ebeka ho asem akora bi a wenye mfihyan wotwe a wo bremesu kuma doctors kyerese wonya yaade bi a ye fe ne kankru morris enunti sebe na afono ba kon eproye ebra me kofa asem no eba Adom TV so no eka dofo akoma ama mu yi sika ama na wi tu no busua no enya sika ekeka ko 50,000 Ghana cedis kane fa fe ne million a wode hwe ne yade Kolebu teaching hospital ye kai efficiency abayo bi a na ono nso owobrema kontanase a doctor kyerese onya akankru morris yade bi ne kuroni ono no de na edu akire eti bra Adom Kasee kofa asem no eba TV so no adofo baemu amana doctors ehwe de nenso so oguso awohwe no no a ena ba amewu ebefa no eno akire no Adom edisan de asem no bai ema adofo bi wa Canada US ni abruchimemu no ebre no sika ne nyoma hodo bi a eboa maame no ewa abrabom me kan kratu bi a midi free asinkuhia ba ya metu ni dini asinkuhia to the world ewo nkratu ne chiri no adofo ebi ewo Canada abruchimemu asinfo ma ewo America abruchimemu ene nkunku ahodo pi ene bebo dwadata ewo asinkuhia ede abasobo ene nkuranhyesem ema ehunabobimpraje nsem se woye adwuma pa enti wonkoso enye na asenman enye anumnyam ye twaso ane ko ye enigidie ensem emu na ensroma dwumedie no ahya ase season 4 na weyi nkwada ma akoma kwaduanan ene mpenifo apa wo mu a wo mohwe mu eyi bese duminu na omo akọ na omo a du a edika no omo aye mede afeda mo the grandpa me ena mede kase edebrewo